There are a few words in Korean you can use to translate somebody or anybody. And I'm not saying that these are wrong, but they are often misused. And two of them are 누군가 and 아무나. So 누군가 would be like someone, and 아무나 would be like anyone. And if you're using these to say something like someone is here or anyone can do it, well, that's fine, keep using those. But if you're trying to make a sentence like someone who or someone that, or maybe anyone who or anyone that, well, don't use these words. They are very awkward. So I often see beginning learners make this sort of sentence. They'll say, is there someone or is there anyone who wants to practice Korean with me? And they'll make it in Korean using one of these words. For example, 누군가 있어요? Is there someone? And then they'd finish the sentence however they want. Or 아무나 있어요? Is there anyone who? So this is wrong, and I'm going to show you today how you can say someone who or anyone who or that with verbs. And it's actually easy to fix this mistake. Instead of 누군가 or 아무나 to say someone or anyone, just use the word 사람, meaning person. I'm going to clear the board and I'm going to show you how that works. The way that you use this form will depend on whether you're using it with an action verb or a descriptive verb. Now, you might be seeing lots of different forms here, but I'll let you know this is actually the exact same way of conjugating any verb into an adjective. If you start over here, the one that most people are familiar with is going to be this form right here to change a descriptive verb into a present tense adjective. So if you wanted to say 친절하다, to be kind, to be friendly, and you wanted to say a kind person, 친절한 사람, what you're literally saying is the present tense. You're saying a person who is kind or is friendly, like that. So the conjugation here, don't let it scare you. It's the regular one you're already using, hopefully using for conjugating verbs. But if you don't know, we're going to cover it again here. If you're working with an action verb, you take the verb stem, I've written it as VS for short, and you'll attach either of these depending on whether it ends in a consonant or a vowel. That's the past tense. For example, an action of to eat, you would say 먹은 사람. So now you have someone or anyone who, past tense, ate something. For present tense, 먹다, to eat, could become 먹는 사람. So a person who, present tense, eats. Or future tense, 먹을 사람, a person who will eat or a person who would eat. With descriptive verbs, however, it's mostly the same except for the present tense conjugation here, which looks like the past tense for an action verb, which could be a little bit confusing, but just keep that in mind. When you're working with a descriptive verb, for example, you have something that ends with 한 사람, well, a person who is something, or 했던 사람, a person who was something, or 할 사람, a person who will be or a person who would be. Now, this is quite a lot of information. If you want to learn more about this, you can search change action verb into adjective or descriptive verb into adjective. For an example, if you wanted to take a sentence, someone who wants to go or anyone who wants to go, and you wanted to ask the question, is there anyone who wants to go or is there someone who wants to go? Don't use 누군가 or 아무나. So don't make this sentence, 누군가 가고 싶어요? That would just mean someone wants to go. If you want to say that, you would use this form. So you would use 가고 싶어요 as your base. So wants to go. Well, 가고 싶다. 싶다 is actually a descriptive verb. 가고 싶은 사람. So literally a person who, present tense, wants to go. 가고 싶은 사람 있어요? You could ask, is there someone who wants to go? If you wanted to make this sentence, is there someone or is there anyone who speaks English? Well, instead of saying 아무나 영어 할 수 있어요, anyone can speak English, 아무나 영어 할 수 있어요. Yeah, anyone can speak English. So instead you can use this form. Let me actually write this sentence up. 영어 할 줄 아는 사람. Someone who knows, 알다, to know, present tense, how to speak English. And you can change this to anything else. Is there someone who knows how to speak Korean? 한국어 할 줄 아는 사람. 있어요? You can say, is there anyone here who likes food? So you could say 좋아하는 사람 있어요? Is there anyone who likes whatever? Let me give you one more example. 사진 찍다 means to take a photo. So you might ask someone to take a photo for you by saying 사진 찍어주세요. Please take a photo for me. But what if that's not what you want to say? You want to say, is there anyone who would take a photo for me? 사진 찍어줄, future tense, 찍어줄 사람, literally a person who will or a person who would take a photo. And then you can say 있어요, is there, or maybe 찾고 있어요. I'm looking for someone to take a photo. And that's the really cool thing about this form is how versatile it can be. Because you can use it with any tense, you can use it with any type of verb, and as long as you're putting it before 사람, then you have a person who did, does, would do or will do, a person who is or was or will be, anything like that. You can do so many things with this form. And once you've mastered this form, you're going to notice this sort of structure, this exact same structure, in a ton of places. And that's because I told you can add 사람 here. You can actually use this with any noun you'd like. For example, what if we used it with the noun 시간, time? And what if you wanted to say not a person who would go or a person who will go, but a time to go? 가다, 갈, 시간. Literally, time to go. So when's the time to go? Or you can say it is time to go, like that. Or with a different verb, 먹을 시간. You can say 먹을 시간이에요. It is time to eat, as in the time that we would eat. Or there's another super common noun you're gonna see this form used with, and that is 것. So something, not someone or anyone, but something now. So before we had 먹을 시간, time to eat. Well, now you can have 먹을 것, something to eat. So is there something to eat? I'm looking for something to eat. I want something to eat, like that. Or maybe something to drink. 마실 것. So this form is extremely versatile, and if you don't already have this form in your knowledge base, I highly recommend taking notes and practicing a little bit with it. For now, I would recommend first sticking to just using it with 사람, so you get the hang of it, but in the future, you're going to see this used all over the place, and it's one of my favorite forms because of how many ways you can use it. Now, before I finish the lesson, I should make a note that although I was explaining you can do everything here with 사람, if you're speaking more politely and you want to speak more honorifically about other people, instead of 사람, you would want to use the word 분. Also literally meaning a person. And this is just a normal part of honorific speech. If you'd like to learn more about honorific speech, however, I do have videos about it on my channel. You can just search honorific. That's for a different topic though. Okay, before we go, I have a quiz for you. I'm not going to give you any hints. I want you to translate this sentence. Is there anyone here who is studying Korean? Is there anyone here who's studying Korean? Write down in the comments what you think the answer could be. Give it a try. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.